What's good, YouTube? What's going on? It's your boy Ryan, and today we're talking about something sciencey, something fun, something cool. I might run out of breath because I've been doing this all day, but we'll make do. Have you ever wondered how you could take really complex ideas and sum it up to something simple? Well, here's a good example of that. Let's look at the way that our body makes energy. Sounds complex, it's not. So here it goes. So you eat food so that you can get sugars, whether that's from proteins, fats, or carbs. Eventually your body breaks it down to sugar. It takes in the carbs, or it takes in the fat, it takes in those nutrients, brings it into the cell, it breaks it down into carbon atoms. And the excess is just water and oxygen. It takes electrons from those carbons and it funnels it into these things called mitochondria. And mitochondria, they're kind of like the powerhouses of your cell. They're like the little fucking booster juice bunnies or whatever the fuck it's called. And it runs it through these little grooves, and it's called the electron transport chain. Transporting electrons, and basically it funnels those electrons into this chasm, like a dam. And basically all these electrons pile up, the dam opens, and they'll shoot out. And there's a second aspect that comes into play. You breathe in oxygen. You know this. Your whole respiratory system is designed, or it's evolved, so that it can take in oxygen from the air, and it diffuses it throughout your blood, so it goes into your cells. And basically, the oxygen's there, so it can be brought to this dam. And so when the electrons shoot out, the electrons in the oxygen, they react and they create adenosine triphosphate, ATP, and that becomes the energy currency. And essentially, that's how your body makes energy. It's why you need food, it's why you need oxygen, and that's pretty much it. There's some other topics, including oxidation, and there's phosphorylation, in terms of how because there's a cycle. There's some excess products when the ATP is generated, and it kind of gets used in further generation. But that's a bit too complex, and I don't even really know. But essentially, your body makes ATP, and there's energy there. It's done so by reacting oxygen with the electrons, and there is some leftover oxygen. There's lack of efficiency. It's about 98%. So that little 2% leftover needs to be accounted for. In oxygen, it's a hungry little molecule, or an atom, I should say, because it's missing 2 electrons in its outer shell, so it wants to gobble up 2 more from another molecule. And so your body produces natural oxidants, or antioxidants, I should say, and basically it fills that outer shell and it makes the oxygen happy. And so it's not gnawing on the structure of your cell or whatever, that's free radicals. That's aging. And so I could probably talk about more, but essentially that's how your body makes energy. And I did that in 3 minutes, So if I could take that complex topic and break it down into the simple topic, imagine what else you could do. Maybe this is an easier way of understanding things. It's an easier way of teaching. Actually, here's another example. I'll be quick and then I'll end it. Your liver. Your liver is like this big nutrient-rich chunk of meat. Everyone kind of knows what it is, but what does it do? Everybody knows your heart pumps blood and your lungs take in air. What the fuck does your liver do? Your liver, it's like a warehouse for nutrients and just compounds coming in and out of your body. It's the warehouse because it stores things and it ships things out. Think about sugars and carbs. You eat carbs, it gets broken down, it travels up through your bloodstream into the liver, and the liver packages it up into glycogen, and it sends it out to your muscles so that they can take it in, or it stores it in the liver. And a cool little note, the cells that do this, the little workers, they're called hepatocytes, I believe. I read this 2 years ago. Do I have a good memory or what? Fuck me. And it's called the hepatic vein that brings up the nutrients from, not your pancreas, but after everything's been digesting in your stomach and it goes through your intestines, The hepatic vein is where the nutrients come up and it goes to your liver. And yeah, and that's the example. And so that's a few things. Taking a complex idea, making it simple. I just thought it was cool. Maybe you find it interesting. If you'd like me to do that with something else in regards to health, any scientific topic, art's not really something you describe, it's something you do. But when it comes to science and just big ideas, if you want me to explain something in simple terms, I'd be happy to do it. So leave a comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Cheers.